Hello and welcome. I'm Cal, a Ghana who likes talking about Arsenal and football in general. And today I just wanted to talk about our window so far and to mainly stress on the fact that we do need one or two more signings to make us, well, to make me feel that we are, have a really good chance of winning the league. I think the business that we've done so far has been great. I think Zubamendi is an excellent player. I think Gyökeres is going to be an excellent player. I think we've patched up a lot of the holes in our squad. I think we still need that last piece or pieces to really give us a really strong chance to go in there and win either the Champions League or the league. And we all know we've been really, really gunning for that league title. Anyway, if you want to support the video, please consider giving it a like. And if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. Let's get into it. So, what really sparked this video? Two things sparked me creating this video. The first thing is the fact that we haven't put in a bid for Eze yet, and that's something that I thought we would have done by now, especially because right after we signed Gyökeres, we started to get a lot of reports saying that we're interested in Eze, but that has really, really cooled off. And the other thing is the fact that Tottenham's now jumped back into that race to sign Eze. And apparently, I don't know if it's his agent or him, they're saying they're open to the move. And, maybe once Tottenham agrees a fee with Crystal Palace, that maybe Eze would be going to Spurs because let's be honest, even he wants Champions League football, and Spurs can offer him that at the moment. And right now he's 27 years old. He can't wait forever. We've been kind of flirting with him for this entire window, and we haven't made any sort of concrete move. And he wants his big move, and he's not willing to. I don't think he's willing to just wait for Arsenal, especially because we haven't shown genuine interest yet. We can, talk to the player as much as we want, but once if we're not putting bids in and we're not negotiating with Crystal Palace to get the player, he's kind of just left out to dry there. And not every player is gonna be like Gyökeres, who came out and said he's willing to wait till deadline day for Arsenal. Players have their actual careers to think about, and he's not getting any younger. So I don't blame him, especially because Madison went down for Spurs, and he will be starting week in week out. So I don't blame him if he goes to Spurs. I think this is 100% in Arsenal's hands. What makes me worried, what really makes me worried is I don't think the Arsenal board is they're not urgently trying to do anything. I think they had a plan and they've basically told Berta and whoever's in charge of transfers that you're not getting anyone else until you make sales, and we just can't move on a lot of these players. Zinchenko has come out and said that he, you know, wants to see out the rest of his contract, and he's happy being in London. Reece Nelson, to Fulham, that was picking up speed, but it came out that he just wants a loan there, and he doesn't want to go there on a permanent deal. I think a lot of our players that we're trying to sell are very difficult to be sold because of the fees that we have, that like the not the fees, the contracts. They're on big contracts. Reece Nelson's on like 100K a week. I think Zinchenko's on 150K a week. These players should not be on that money, especially Reece Nelson for 100K a week. That's disgusting. That's ridiculous. Like, these players aren't going to want to leave when they're making that much money at Arsenal Football Club. They will want to see out their contracts. And this is a big problem at the football club, because a lot of our players, our bench players, they just not the new ones that we've gotten. I think the new ones, our new bench players, have a bit more drive to them. But some of the older ones, the ones that have been here for like 3, 4 years, they just aren't up to scratch, and they're not winners. They're happy to sit on the bench. I think you look at the quality of players on our bench that are pushing for, who don't mind leaving, like Trossard and Kivio. These players want first team football, and they want more assurances because they're actually good and they actually have drive. And those, like, especially for Kivio and Kivio's sake, you know, I think he's really, really good for us on the bench. I don't think he's a starter for us, but he's good on the bench. But he believes in himself, and he kind of wants to leave and play first team football somewhere else. And I don't blame him because he's a good player and he can definitely get first team football in another club. Pardon me. But the players like the Reese Nelsons, the uh Zinchenko's, these guys, the Lokongas, these guys, they're really really happy to just kind of sit around. Actually, to be fair, that's not fair in Lokonga. I don't think I've heard any story about him saying that he doesn't want to leave the club, but most definitely Zinchenko doesn't want to leave, and Nelson doesn't want to leave, especially because of the salaries they have. And I remember a couple of years ago we were saying that Nelson was going to push Saka, but Nelson never pushed Saka. Not because I think he's a skilled player, he just does not have that drive. He doesn't. He's just not that type of guy. He's just not that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think this is where the board needs to get involved and drop the plan. I think we need to just buy the players. I don't think we should be sacrificing this season because of a couple of sales. I think we should be going out there and getting the players that we need, even if it means just getting Eze. Because I do think that we should be getting Eze and a left winger. But even if they say, you know what, we need sales for the left winger, but just go and get us that guaranteed Eze player. I think the players like him. Arteta said he wants him. Everyone wants Eze. Eze wants us, and I think the two things that's stopping this deal from happening is that initial fee that Crystal Palace wanted. That's not up to our evaluation, and also the fact that we haven't made any player sales yet. And I think we're not in any sort of FFP troubles. This is simply a balance in the books exercise, and I think put that to the side for now and get us as a get us that player. We cannot allow that this quality of player to leave to go to Tottenham because we were lazy, you know, because we were not ambitious enough to go out there and go for broke because we do need something. You know what I'm saying? As it stands, what we have on the left is Martinelli, Trossard, and Madueke. I do not think that's good enough. And on the attacking midfield standpoint, we currently only have one area on Odegaard. Now, I do not think that we need to be perfect in all positions, but I do think we need more cover on either the left wing or 10, preferably both. Because as much as I like Waneri, I don't think we should be relying on him to get us over the line to win a league title. He's a child. He's like 17. Is he even 18 yet? I think he just turned 18. He's a kid. We can't be relying on him to go out there and win us a league title. Odegaard, we've seen all the preseason games. He's just not the same Odegaard yet. We haven't seen that Odegaard that we saw 2 years ago. We haven't seen the Odegaard that we saw at the end of our 23-24 campaign. We haven't seen that guy yet. And in preseason, we still haven't seen him. I don't know if we're going to see him again. I really hope that we do. But even if he does get back up to form, we're still short in that attacking midfielder department. And I think an Eze, we need someone to push Odegaard, and someone who could slot in there. And can play on the left as well. And if you are going to get Eze, you need to go out there and get a left winger, a top left winger, because let's face it, Martinelli is just not the same. He's just not that guy. I think if you have eyes, you can see that Martinelli just isn't good enough to be starting for Arsenal Football Club on that left hand side. He just is not. I think they're about Martinelli doesn't break into the top five left wingers in the league, and if you can't break into the top five left wingers in the league, you do not belong as a starter on that left for Arsenal Football Club, a team whose ambitions it is to be winning Champions Leagues and be winning league titles. That's what we want. That's what the players want. Everyone wants that, and Martinelli just isn't good enough as like one of our main options there. Madueke, he's come in, he looked good in that preseason game, but we still don't know how good he's actually going to be on the left hand side. And I don't think he's going to be good enough for us to go out there and win a title on that left. I still think we need at least one more guy in, one more top level guy, whether that be a left winger, whether that Rodrigo Leao, or whether that be, someone like Eze. And that's how I really feel about it. I think we're very, very close. We're very, very close to having a great window. Right now, it's just a good window. I give the window right now, as it stands, a 6 out of 10 because of the Zubamendi and the Gyökeres signings. But to get it to that, I think if we get Eze, it goes up to an 8. If we get, say, an Eze and a Fofana, because we've been linked to Fofana, if we get those two in, that gets it up to like a 9. You want to bring it to that 10, you get Rodrigo and Eze. You know what I'm saying? But right now, as it stands, it's a 6. We still desperately need another attacking option in the team. And I don't think we can afford to, to cheap it out and just go with what we have. We've seen that happen before, you know, and it just doesn't work. And we want the team to be excited. We want the team to feel like the club has ambition that would spur them on to win things, and we want the fans to really believe that we can do something as well. Because even though really positive Arsenal fans know that, hey, we need at least one more signing for us to really feel like the team's complete. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my opinion on this whole on our window so far and what we need for the future. If you want to support the channel once again, please give it a like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. I'll see you later.